Today, I'm going to share you 3 steps to create outstanding skills. And the beauty of it is that most of the process is done by AI. It matters because skills are pretty easy to use and they are super effective. Why? Because you can package your knowledge inside of this. Now, why listen to me? Because I've crafted a lot of skills. I was among the first to explain why skills were so powerful when most people ignored they existed. It was in October 2025. I've built more than 60 custom Code skills that I use daily and also 150 specialized subagents. And that's a conservative number. At the end of this video, you will know exactly how to craft outstanding skills. You will know the 3 steps. You will know also when you find poor performing skills, what's the reason for that, and how to improve them. So let's dive in. So skills are package expertise. At the end of the day, a skill is a folder with an instruction file, a skill.md, and some knowledge files, markdown files most of the time, and few scripts. Okay, one of the power of the skills is that you can combine files, instructions for LLM, plus deterministic execution that are scripts. Okay, that's the power of them. Another one is the progressive disclosure mechanism that optimize the way the LLM consume the skill and apply it. Basically, it will navigate the skills according to the context, which is very friendly for context window. And being friendly with context window is a key quality criteria when you're working with LLM, right? Keep it simple. A skill is package expertise inside a folder with knowledge files, plus scripts and a skill.md file that route the model, the large language model, throughout the different resources according to the context where the skill is executed. Now, a skill is only as good as 2 main things, which is the expertise that you've packaged inside it. And the second point, which most people miss, is if anyone has ever improved a skill. It's very rare that you create a skill that is good right from the start. And the secret is that you make a skill better by using it. So now I will share with you the framework to build outstanding skills for sure. Step 1, very important, define what good looks like. That means before building any skills, you should answer one specific question, which is, what does a great output of these skills would look like? If you cannot say it, you cannot package a good skill. And so there are 2 kinds of expertise that are necessary to answer this question. One is domain expertise, and that's the main point of step 1. And the second one is more related to step 2, which is LLM packaging expertise. Okay, once you've defined the domain expertise, how do you package that so that an LLM can use it properly? Okay, so step 1 is to collect the right knowledge and define the right process. Okay, knowledge, domain expertise at the end of the day, it's specific knowledge plus specific process to use this knowledge properly, plus a quality gate at the end. That is part of the process, actually. Okay, if you manage to describe that in plain English, or to point the LLM to the right resources to cover these topics, you have the good materials to create an outstanding skill. Which means you have 2 cases. Either you have domain expertise and you can explain that to a LLM, to Claude Code, for instance, or you don't have it, and so you need to make some research. And nowadays, it's pretty easy to do some research about a specific domain. For instance, if you're using Claude Code, you use a dynamic workflow, you give the mission to Claude Code to find the top-notch knowledge about a topic, and that's it. You get a report, get results, and then you need to use your own common sense, or you can work with AI to refine this and to define a body of knowledge about the topic you want to create a skills for. Of course, the first method, which is you have the expertise, is way better because now you can distinguish what is actually top-notch knowledge about a topic from what is just fluff or common knowledge that is not really the best, right? Now that you have good domain knowledge and a good description of the process, now it's all about packaging it properly as a skill. Ideally, using the best practices of skill packaging, the guideline of Anthropic, okay? So packaging the skills is the next step. Remember, a skill is a folder. There are instructions, which is a skill.md file. There are knowledge files, references. Most of the time, these are markdown files as well. And then you can put scripts, deterministic processes. And so that's what you want to build right. Of course, if you have skills building experience, you could try to build it manually, but really here, the cheat code is to use a meta skill, which is a skill that will build skills properly. And when I say build skills properly, that means that will build skills in a way that large language model can use it in a very effective manner. And so there's different levers you will pull here. You will try to maximize the density of everything that you put in the skill, which means increase the accuracy of what is covered with the minimum number of tokens, so that is context window friendly. you will use the progressive disclosure properly. And so you will use the skill.md file as a router for the model. You will put inside the skill validation scripts or scripts that cover part of the process of the skill execution that are actually deterministic. And you will optimize all this so that the harness that will load the skill, if you're using Claude Code, the Claude Code harness, will maximize the efficacy of the LLM when the LLM uses the skill. Giving you an example, you could package in the skill a step where a subagent is spawned for many different reasons. Maybe you want a subagent to give a new eyes, a fresh eyes of what the skills have been producing so far, or maybe you want to separate context, etc. Okay, when you understand the Claude Code harness, you know that there are different elements, subagents, skills. You can have a skill that trigger another skills, by the way. Subagent skills, workflows, hooks, and so on. And so you can use that inside a skill. You can engineer that inside a skill execution. There are these elements that are used for a specific purpose. Okay, when you know the harness, when you have the expertise, you can engineer such advanced skills. Most skills are not like this. Most skills I've found out there are just a .md file, which is okay for some skills, but if you're building advanced skills, that's definitely shallow. Anyway, if you want to package your expertise in a very effective manner and build outstanding skills, better option is to use a meta skill. So there is Anthropic that gives a skill creator. If you go in the repo of Anthropic, on GitHub, you will find a skill creator that is very good skills to create other skills. Personally, I've forked my own meta skills factory from skill creator, plus I've put some stuff I've found out by building dozens of skills. And so that's the one I use, skill factory. In any case, use either this one or this one. If you join my community, a free trial, you can have access to this one for free. And use this to package. Once you've defined domain knowledge, so the right process to apply domain knowledge, what good outputs looks like and how to check the outputs is good, you define it in plain English. That's step one. Step two, you use skill creator or skills factory so that Claude Code or Claude can actually package this knowledge in an effective manner into a skill that can be used. Okay? And let's face it, most people stop there, but actually that's not finished. And the most important step that most people ignore is the next one. So let's have a look. So step 3, the most important one, improve the skills through real use. Why? Because, LLM, they are probabilistic beasts, and you never know how they will really perform when you give them something. Okay? Even if the model are getting better and better, sometimes you don't get exactly the output you want, even if you crafted outstanding skill.md files, scripts, and so on. The real magic happens when you use the skills, get results, give feedback, and use this feedback to improve the skills. That's improving loop, which means now your improvements of the skill is based on evidences, not based on assumptions, or not based on theory. Remember, a skill is package expertise. It's a packaged SOP, standard operating procedure. And standard operating procedure are living. You need to update them. You need to improve them. You need to refine them. Okay? So there are 2 ways of improving a skill by using it. You do it manually, which means you use the skills, you get a result, you give feedback, you go back and forth with the model, and you get a final result that is good. Most people, when they do this, they stop there, which means next time they execute the skill, still back and forth. Maybe the problem is a bit different, but they still need to do back and forth with the model to get the proper result. The fact is that you can capitalize on this back and forth loop or turn, and you can change or ask Claude Code or Claude to change the skills according to the feedback you gave, right? But still, it's manual and it's boring. That's why most people don't do it. So the smart manner of improving a skill through execution and through the feedback you give the models about the skill execution or the skill output is to use AI for this, to use a system that improves the skill from real failure in a measurable manner, which means you have a chat session where the skill is used, it fell short for whatever reason, you give feedbacks, and that will be your inputs for this AI system that will improve your skill. And then based on this real execution and real feedback, you want the skill to be improved, you want the AI system to improve the skill, test the skill, check if the result is better, and if it's better, graduate this new version of the skill as the standard skill you use, right? So think of it as an improvement department for your skills. And that's the way it works. I call it the skill improver, and that's how the system works, basically. As input, it takes a real chat session where you have executed the skills, give some feedback to improve the results. Then skill improver is triggered by a skill. There is a skill that is called improve skill that will launch the skill improver system. And the first thing that will happen when the improve skill is triggered is that another skill will be triggered to assemble the inputs. And the assemble of the inputs is basically analyzing the transcripts of the chat session, understanding where the skill fell short, what your inputs are, what the better results looks like, and it will prepare that to feed the skill improver system. Once the right inputs have been prepared, that's step one, a headless Claude Code session is spawned in the skill improver folder. Why? Because in the skill improver folder, there are lots of different assets. There are sub-agents, there is a dynamic workflow, there are skills, there are specific workflows, there are hooks, there are a bunch of stuff. So it's a full system, and it lives in a folder. It's way more sophisticated than a skill, by the way. And so what we do here, we have Claude Code that spawn a headless Claude Code session. Headless means it's not an interactive one. It's an isolated, autonomous Claude Code session that will work on its end. It starts from the skill improver folder, and then there is a dynamic workflow. Dynamic workflow, it's basically a orchestration of sub-agents. So this is a team of sub-agents that is orchestrated through a script, which means the interaction and the sequence of how the sub-agents work is defined through a script, deterministic process. So that's very effective if you want a process that is controlled always the same, can be resumed, and so on. That's pretty new feature that Claude Code has. Anyways, then there is a dynamic workflow executing this headless Claude Code session that is started in the skill improver folder. The 6 steps are assess, so evaluate the inputs to understand what's the issues and what kind of improvement we can implement in the skill. Define the different method we can improve the skill with. Then generate skills candidates implementing the different methods. And you can see here, there are sequential steps, parallel steps, right? Once the skills are generated, we need to test the skills. And so to test the skills, what happens is that there is a new headless chat session that is spawned that will integrate these newly created skills. And we have to do this because the existing headless session cannot be aware of skills that have just been created. That's a small technical detail. So there is a new headless session that will basically spawn sub-agents, one sub-agent by new skills, and these sub-agents will execute the new skills in parallel several times on inputs to evaluate the results in a consistent manner. Once the results have been generated, they will be passed again to the initial headless session so that judges can blindly evaluate the different outputs from the different sub-agents and then select the best one. And doing this, either we have the best candidate and it is suggested to the user that can decide if he wants to keep this or not, or maybe there is no improvement, in which case the system asks the user if he wants to try again or to stop there. Basically, that's a pretty advanced workflow. The power of it is that you just work as usual. At some points, Claude Code co-work uses skill. You're not exactly satisfied about the results, so you give feedbacks, you adjust to get a good result. And at the end of this process, you can just say, okay, now improve the skill, and then step back and wait or do something else, because all this process is automated end to end. By the way, in one of my next YouTube video, I will do a deep dive in this guy. That will be a video about agents orchestration in Claude Code. And this will be a use case because this guy here is using skills, headless chat session, sub-agents, dynamic workflows. The only thing it's not using is agent teams, really. Anyways, so it's a very interesting case to show the different way of combining the orchestration method that are available in Claude Code. And that will be one of my next videos. So subscribe to the channel so that you get informed when it's released. Now, let's put it together in a nutshell, how to build outstanding skill. First, define what good looks like by gathering domain expertise and how the process should be done to apply this domain expertise. That's your raw material. Then package it in a proper manner using a meta skills to turn this step 1 outputs into well-crafted skills. And you can use my skills factory skill, or you can use the Anthropic skill creator skill. And once you've done that, use the skill to iteratively improve it, either manually or using an AI system like skill improver workflow. You define good, you collect knowledge post-process, you package it, you use it, and you improve from failure. And that compounds, and that's how you make a skill step-by-step better. So skill is a living SOP, standard operating procedure. It's your expertise or expertise you need packaged in a proper manner so that large language model can execute them in a consistent manner, and you refine them iteratively, use after use. So key takeaway here is stop collecting other people's skills, except if you know that the guy who has crafted the skills knows what he's talking about, and ideally knows how to package properly skills. At the end of the day, what you need is expertise, domain knowledge. That's the first stuff you should collect. So start by building skills from your own expertise, and then you can gather somebody else's expertise, including your teammates' expertise that you can collect properly and then package as skills that can be reused by anybody inside your company. And the most important thing, use the skills and improve them through real use.